Hi everyone, welcome back to Frugal Watchbox. Today we're diving into the past as I revisit my 4-year-old Casio MTP-VS02L 7BDF, a solar-powered gem I snagged for just $27. It's been in hibernation, tucked away in my drawer for 4 long years. And let me tell you, it's collected its fair share of dust bunnies. Before filming this video, I gave it a good cleanup and even had to give it a sun bath, about 8 hours of direct sunlight to get the movement ticking again. Quick note, the strap on this watch is aftermarket. I'm pretty sure it's not genuine leather, and if memory serves, I picked it up for around $4 or $5. Now let's start with the case details. Case dimensions. Case size, about 41.5 millimeters. Lug-to-lug distance, roughly 47 millimeters. Thickness, 10.2 millimeters. Lug width, 20 millimeters. The watch weighs approximately 49.9 grams, which is relatively heavy for its case size. It's become quite rare and is no longer available for sale, at least not in my country. I came across a listing on eBay where it was being sold for an astounding price of $69.89. The crown is medium-sized and nicely protected, keeping in line with its pilot or field watch aesthetic. The case and bezel are ion-plated, likely with a base of brass or alloy metal. The glass is mineral crystal, which should handle everyday wear and tear fairly well. As for the bezel, it's styled like a diver's bezel with numbers from 10 to 60, marked in increments of 10. However, it's purely decorative because, unfortunately, the bezel doesn't rotate. The dial has a clean, double-layer design. The outer layer features bar and line markers for hours and minutes, while the inner layer showcases black Arabic numeral hour markers. The main dial is white, but slightly transparent because the solar panel sits just beneath it. Right below the 12 o'clock mark is the iconic Casio logo. The hour, minute, and second hands are all silver-colored, and this might be a deal-breaker for some, there's no lume on them. Above the 6 o'clock position, you'll find the solar-powered imprint, reminding you of the watch's eco-friendly roots. There's also a neat little date window at the 3 o'clock position, framed in black to match the indices. Aside from that, the dial keeps things minimal with no extra imprints cluttering the design. Now, about that strap, as I mentioned earlier, I sourced it from China for just $4, and I'm quite confident it's not real leather. That said, the retro vibe of the strap pairs surprisingly well with the watch. It's now 4 years old, and while it's definitely showing its age with creases and a slightly weathered texture, I think it's developed a kind of vintage charm. You know how some things look better as they age? This strap's patina gives it a character that's hard to replicate, like a well-loved leather jacket or an old book with dog-eared pages. It might not be perfect, but it adds a touch of personality to the watch. Now, the strap is really hardened and looks even more aged. It still has a black resin buckle, which has held up quite well. There's also a genuine leather imprint on the strap, but I'm highly doubtful it's real leather. On the stainless steel case back, you'll find all the necessary imprints: the model number, module number, solar-powered, serial number, water resistance rating, and other details. Next, let's compare this watch with another pilot-style watch, the MTP-1175, an analog pilot-style dress watch I bought about a year ago. I've reviewed this watch a few times before, but today we'll see how it stacks up against the MTP-VS02. Originally, the MTP-1175 came with a real leather band, but I upgraded it to an affordable stainless steel mesh bracelet. The new bracelet gives the watch a more elegant and modern look. Like the MTP-VS02, The case and bezel of the MTP-1175 are ion-plated, and the crystal is mineral glass. However, the case size is smaller at about 36 millimeters compared to the 41.5 millimeters of the VS02. Lug-to-lug distance, 42.5 millimeters, shorter than the VS02's 47 millimeters. Thickness, 8.7 millimeters, making it 1.5 millimeters thinner than the VS02. Lug width, 18 millimeters, which is 2 millimeters smaller than the VS02. Weight, approximately 36 grams with the original leather strap. The crown on the MTP-1175 is medium-sized, but lacks the protective features seen on the VS02. The MTP-1175 has a simpler, single-layer dial. It shares some similarities with the VS02, like the black indices featuring bars and lines for the outer hour and minute markers. However, the Arabic numeral hour markers on the MTP-1175 have larger digits for 12, 6, and 9, whereas the VS02 has all numerals in the same size. Below the 12 o'clock mark, the MTP-1175 displays the Casio logo along with a quartz imprint, which the VS02 lacks. Both watches have a small date window at the 3 o'clock position, framed in black to match the indices. The water resist imprint is above the 6 o'clock position, similar to the VS02, though the VS02 instead has the solar-powered imprint in that spot. The MTP-1175 also features a Japan movement imprint at the bottom of the dial, which is absent on the VS02. The stainless steel mesh bracelet on the MTP-1175 is a decent quality upgrade that cost me only $10. It's a generic bracelet with no brand markings or imprints, even on the clasp, but it's sturdy and pairs well with the watch's overall look. The case back of both watches features all the expected details, such as the Casio logo, model number, module number, water resistance rating, and more. Unfortunately, neither watch has lume, a disappointment for pilot-style designs where luminescence is often essential. However, considering the price points of these watches, it's a trade-off I'm willing to accept. On my 6.5-inch wrist, the smaller size of the MTP-1175 provides a balanced and comfortable fit, giving it a classic dressy presence. Meanwhile, the larger MTP-VS02, despite its size, doesn't feel oversized and still looks great. If you value features like solar power and a slightly more rugged design, the MTP-VS02 is a fantastic choice, especially for casual outings or as a dependable daily watch. On the other hand, if you're after a more compact, elegant look and don't mind upgrading the strap for a touch of sophistication, the MTP-1175 might be your pick. Both watches are affordable, stylish, and practical in their own way, making them excellent choices depending on your needs and preferences. And that wraps up today's comparison. Which one do you prefer? The solar-powered VS02 or the classic and compact MTP-1175? Let me know in the comments below. I think that's the end of the video, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing and giving it a like. It really helps out the channel. See you again in the next one. Bye for now.